Yo, this D-Lo here. Just want to talk a little boxing today, chop it up for a minute. Just want to talk about Dillian Whyte and Derek Chisora for a minute. That I just want to talk about how Eddie Hearn seems to be oblivious to the opportunity before him with making a fight between these two guys. The first fight was a classic. I mean, to me, the first fight between those two, was pretty much give and take. I mean, it's everything you want in a good fight, whether that be at any weight class. I think those guys gave as good as they took from one another. I think they probably have a little animosity, but I think when they talk about each other. But I think at the end of it all, I think they both have a great deal of respect for what one another brings into the ring. I think it was an exciting fight for the fans. I think it was a treat. I think a second fight would be even better. I think of course Dillian Whyte seems to be improving every time out now. He has some lapses of defensive liability lapses. What happened to him at the end of that Parker fight, which I think stamina plays a part in it as well. But I think if Dillian Whyte's, when he's defensively responsible, he's a lot tougher challenge than when he's just strictly offense. And Chisora, wily veteran, have been in there with some really good fighters, and he's won some, he's lost some here and there, but the guy comes to fight. He comes to fight, and he typically gives a good account of himself. And I think the reality is, I think he feels like he won that first fight with Dillian Whyte. I think he feels like he can beat Dillian Whyte in a rematch. And I feel like Dillian Whyte feels the same way. Both guys feel like they won that first fight. Dillian was given the decision. Not saying he earned it, but I'm saying he was awarded the decision. So of course he feels like he knows he can beat Chisora. Feels like he's already beat him, and probably feels like he can do it again. Maybe that's a fight he doesn't want. He may see it as a step backwards because he's calling out, Deontay Wilder. There may be a few other people. He talked junk about Luis Ortiz, but he don't want to fight Ortiz. Nothing I've seen has shown me that he really wants that fight with Ortiz whatsoever. And I don't think he believes he can beat Ortiz. But that goes for a lot of these heavyweights. But as far as Whyte and Chisora, I really think that that's an exciting fan-friendly fight that needs to happen sooner than later, especially for Chisora's sake. He has a great deal of ring wear on him. But right now, if they make that fight, I couldn't say right off the top of my head today who I think will win that fight. I really would have to go back and really look at some film and break down, what I see in both guys over the course of the last few fights, and and really kind of just make a decision based on that. I mean, I really don't have a preference for who will win, or to say that I just favor one guy over the other. I mean, I think Chisora has a lot of heart. I think Whyte has a lot of heart. I think I think they'll both go in there and give it everything they got. And, it probably will end in a knockout this time. Right? Both guys are coming out off of, impressive wins. Whyte didn't get the knockout against Parker. In fact, he almost got knocked out, but he dropped Parker a couple times in that fight. And, he's really, shown that, he has good power. I think, both guys are going there and really giving everything they got, and I think at the end of the day, the fans will be a winner in that fight. And the winner of that fight between the two guys will be in a better position to get the fights they really want, especially if they win decisively. But I think Eddie needs to focus on some of his other guys instead of just worrying solely about trying to get Deontay Wilder to fight on one of his cards, and just concentrate on getting this guys good fights. Whyte's on the way up. Chisora is probably on his way out at some point, but that don't mean he can't make a little more noise on his way out of the door. Make some good paydays, put some butts in seats. I mean, the crowd seemed to be really excited when he was out there, just as they were when Chisora was. I mean, just as they were when Whyte was out there. So the guys have a fan base over there in the UK. If they're fighting each other. We probably tune in over here too. As long as we don't have to pay for it. But that said, it's a fight I want to see. It's a fight I think is good for the fans. I think it's good for Matchroom's brand. I think it's a good fight for them. I mean, not that I care to see Matchroom doing well, but if Matchroom doing well means I get to see a good fight that I want to see, then so be it. If it's on the Zone, I'm not watching it because I'm not buying the Zone under any circumstances. If Wilder and Joshua were fighting on the Zone, I'd stream it. But aside from that, I just want to see. That's a fight I think that can be made for those guys. I mean, there are a lot of other good opportunities for fights for both guys as well, but I think that rematch is one of those rematches that needs to go ahead and happen sooner than later, because eventually it's going pass its best by date, and no one's going to be interested in a rematch. Right now, it kind of got to the point where no one's really interested in it again, and then they want the same card. So it kind of, make you think about it. I mean, maybe that was done by design where, okay, if he can't get either up in the fights he want to get them in, that he'll go ahead and put them against each other. I'm hoping that's the case. I want to see that fight. I want to see a lot of good fights. In heavyweight, there's some fights to be made in the heavyweight division. Joshua and Wilder, fights that involve Joshua, Wilder, and Fury are not the only good fights to be made. The heavyweight division could be a buzz if these other guys will go ahead and fight one another. Everyone's sitting around waiting to fight, trying to fight Joshua, trying to fight Wilder, trying to fight Fury, but none of these guys seem very interested in fighting each other, and that's what's holding the division up. Wilder, Joshua, and Fury aren't the guys holding up the division. It's these other guys that only want to fight them. Everyone can't fight those guys. And right now the top guys should be trying to fight each other. So we'll see what happens, but I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for both those guys. And I'm gonna end it on that. And thanks for watching. I appreciate your viewership. If you like my video, you're feeling the content, I ask that you subscribe, like, comment, dislike if you dislike the video, share the video. Like I said on all my videos, trying to build this channel, trying to make a little noise. I appreciate it. Take care.